You're watching Fox 13, and the 10 o'clock news starts now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Kelly Ring.
And I'm John Wilson. Thank you for being with us tonight. All right, the sinkhole drama goes on, and developing tonight, a neighborhood is on edge. A second sinkhole has opened up in Seffner in Hillsborough County. It's about 10 feet deep, and it opened up between two homes. The new hole is on Cedar Tree Lane. It is just a mile and a half away from that sinkhole that claimed the life of a 36-year-old man last week, Jeb Bush. Earlier today, workers finished demolishing the home where Mr. Bush was killed. They used a bucket on the end of an excavator to break it apart. And as they got some of the walls down, you could see how the hole was only the size of the bedroom that he was sleeping in. The rest of the home remained intact. Tonight, that house is gone. Crews then filled in the sinkhole with gravel and dirt. It should help stabilize everything beneath where this home once stood. Dirt and a lot of concrete. Jeff Bush's body will never be recovered. Let's get to Fox 13 Stef DiPietrantonio. He is live near where the second sinkhole has opened up. Well, you know, it's hard for us to even consider what this is like for all of those people who live in that neighborhood, Steph.
Well, John, as you might imagine, people who live on this block are pretty nervous about the latest developments, and most of them are shaking their head like, really? Can you see it? Well, if you look over my shoulder right here behind this fence between these two houses, the answer is yes. After witnessing the ground opening up and taking a man's life, it is unsettling for folks here to now see something this ominous appear in their neighbor's yard.
Oh, this is a shock. This is a real shock. I'm surprised that this happened, especially so close.
Only a mile and a half away from that deadly sinkhole, a smaller one surfaced.
I looked at it, it looked like a depression to me, but it was reported as a sinkhole.
And sitting right between two homes.
Circle about 12 foot around. On each of the sides, it was about 3 foot deep. In the center, it was about 5 foot deep.
Homeowner Anna Maria Serna had a sinkhole inspection when she bought the house back in 2003.
Right now, it's in short sale.
But now the house is up for a short sale, and as homeowner, she's on the hook for mitigating the sinkhole.
We talked to an engineering expert that's been working with us at the other site, and he confirmed that these two sites are not geologically connected.
But a fearful thread strings them together. It's the monster under the bed for most people who still can't believe what's happened.
Oh God, it's scary. You never know what could happen. See, it happened to that man, it happened to our neighbor, it could happen to anyone.
Katja Varga lives 2 doors down. Her family was allowed to stay, but are too worried.
So we're just going to stay at a hotel for now.
A collapse sinkhole is far, far less likely to occur than a subsidence sinkhole.
Geotechnical engineer Larry Madrid diagrammed for us what the soil might look like at the first sinkhole. What happened there was unprecedented.
I've been looking for sinkholes as a profession, basically, for the last 20 years.
The majority of sinkholes in Florida are called subsidence sinkholes.
And when you get below the water table, the soil wants to just slough into the hole because the water has lubricated those particles.
He likens it to an hourglass with sand at the top, clay, then limestone, with the problem most likely being a void in the limestone.
At the surface, you start to see a depression forming, and that depression is what we call subsidence. It happens slowly over time, and so there's time for us to react.
So time is on their side for now. As you can see, code enforcement put this yellow tape around the area to keep the curious away. The county's going to be out here at First Light to try to do the same kind of assessment they did over on Faithway Drive. But neighbors told me tonight, John, they're glad that this sinkhole did not take any lives.
You know, unlike that sinkhole where I think the radius was around 25, 30, out to 50 feet or so, right? What about this one right here? Now, the nearest homes are how close to that hole?
Well, the hole itself, John, behind the fences here actually straddles the fence. So it's a little bit into the one neighbor's yard. And this house, particular, the one right behind me here, is unoccupied, up for a short sale. It's only about 12 feet around, 3 feet at the edge, and 5 feet deep, estimated in the very center.
You know, well, we couldn't say last Friday night that hole in Seffner was stable. Is this hole stable? Do they know that or not?
Well, they don't know that for sure. The county officials will be out first thing in the morning to kind of try and measure it and see what they can see about the land around it. One thing that the homeowner told us when she bought this house back in 2003, there was a tiny hole in that very spot in the yard. They thought maybe the roots of a big oak tree had caused it, but now here 10 years later, it's sunk about 3 feet into the ground. So we'll have to see what the county says in the morning, John.
Yeah, we may be making too much of it, but it's relatively close to that other one, so we're all alert now. Any depression in the ground now is going to be an issue. Steph, thank you very much.
No doubt about it, John.
Yeah, Kelly?
Absolutely.